With us today, we got Joe, Trigger Joe Britson.
All right, let's go.
To try to get a matchup with a gun. Oh, goes the win! Francis Ngannou!
But this is just a fist. When I start throwing it around, I can leave one hell of a mess. Let's dance.
Multiple occasions. Wow, it looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding.
Wow!
It's very rare.
What a finish! Another one.
It really poses the question, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a chance and risk getting knocked out? Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Trying to take care of business, trying to get to it's a knockout! Oh my It's a knockout!
And it's closing in, trying to finish it, and it's over!
Because I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to whop you on that side of your face. There's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
Clock is brought to you by Modelo.
I killed it!
Punch me right in the face, man.
And we have a new nickname. Okay, we have William Send It 7 Piercing. All right, other than that, we used to call him Willie Pete. We used to call him the Mad Russian.
For his opponent to be quicker on the tangent.
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby!
I think you've had enough. Noah? Now you've had enough. Bitch.
Wow, how good is this?
Finish him! Body bag!
Another one.
Everybody gets triggered. It's just if you become a pansy. That's in the book of Earl.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
You called down the thunder, well now you got it.
Gotta be very careful.
This is the Veteran Trash Talk Sports Betting Show with your hosts, Trigger Joe, Send It 7 Pearson, and the Big Earl. UFC, NFL, if it's on, we're betting on it.
It's Friday night, and we're going to talk about some UFC. That's what we're going to do. What's up, everybody? Glad to have you here to talk about this stuff so you can make some money. That's the whole idea.
I'll talk UFC with you.
And let's get the disclaimer out of the way. First and foremost, if you don't have the money to gamble, don't do it. All right? Just don't do it. Even I take breaks sometimes when Joe goes on one of his 3-month losses because they had Bucknell in a parlay. We hit all the fights, and then there was some crazy 17-point underdog.
Bucknell's way too big of a school compared to the dogs. I bet on Longwood.
Why are we betting on a D3 lacrosse game in this parlay? But it is what it is. Sometimes
when UTEP is the biggest football program you're betting on in parlays, you might bet a little football.
So anyways,
sometimes you gotta.
Yeah, if you don't have the money, don't gamble. If you got a little bit of scratch, pay attention. All right, and pay attention to the entire show, because at the end they go through their locks, their parlays, and their DraftKings sleeper if you play that kind of stuff. And remember, do not listen to my picks unless you want to make serious money, but 99% of the time lose it all. All right. Sometimes I get lucky and it is what it is. But honestly, I pick just for fun. And so don't listen to me. Listen to these guys. These guys are really
Still waiting for that one to ring the common sense bell, Bill. Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not common. It's not common sense
what he means
because
is if you want to lose it, go ahead. And if you want to just fall ass backwards into a big sum of money, give them a try.
Because I get messages, that so hey, I'm looking at the screen, Chris, and I see Bill's green screen. So I think you're all screwed up, muffin fingers. So
muffin fingers.
But it's okay. We'll get over it.
Muffiny.
But anyways, a big shout out to Chris back there who's screwing up his job right now. But he usually does an extremely extremely good job. And so if you need any production help, I can't tell you how to get a hold of him because he has yet to create his page either. And I think VTT's Muffin Fingers would be a good page to have. Or VTT's the baker. I think it would be pretty solid.
Fingers of the muff.
We need to get him on one of these Netflix bacon shows. See if he can get some more cash.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, Andy Lind is watching. Andy Lind, how's it going?
Dip the bacon in honey, then you fry it.
So those of you who don't know Andy Lind, he's a good friend of mine. He's a dentist. All right. And then he's a National Guard guy. So he's a major in the National Guard and he's a dentist. It's like, are you bored, Andy? Like you don't make enough money as a dentist that you gotta go to the National Guard? Like, was that for like your dad or something that you wanted to say you served your country? It is what it is. But no, hey, thanks for watching, Andy. Now he's not watching anymore because I insulted him. When you insult rich people, they just leave. Okay. Let's get down into it. The first fight is a featherweight fight. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, guys, but they did cancel a couple ones. So the first one should be Lando Vanetta versus Charles Jourdain. And it's that
16th cousin to Lando the Calrissian.
Yes, exactly.
Sure.
Now you know exactly where I'm going with this fight. So you got Vanetta at 12-5-2.
Died on the day with the battle with Jabba Hutt. I believe the all-powerful Zardak took him down.
Yes. So
Okay. All right, I'm good.
Okay, so here we go. Jourdain is 12-4-1. I'm going to go Lando by TIE Fighter Laser Strike, second round. I don't know if you ever heard of that finish, but it's only been done once before. Nobody has film of it, but it's happened. So that
sounds devastating.
Yeah, it is. It is a game changer. So look for that second round, something crazy. But that's what I'm going with. Bill, what say you? The champ, Joe.
So glad you got to go first.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll tell you. From the betting standpoint, don't touch this with the 10-foot pole. I mean, that's my stance on it. Joe might tell you something different. Even the betting odds, I think they're both 110. I think they're both minus 110 right now.
Plus 100, minus 120. So move one way 10%.
I'm gonna go with Jourdain by decision. Both these guys have had a rough last 10 fights or so. They're both hit or miss right now. I think Jourdain might have the slight edge on him just in toughness. So if you want to be safe and pick the over, I think that's a pretty safe bet as well. If you're looking for a long parlay, but go with Jourdain by decision, just based on toughness. Honestly, I don't really want to touch this. I might put it in one of my risky long parlays with my free play on my bookie and go for the over on it. But if you want to get balls, you go with Jourdain by decision.
All right, before we jump over to Joe here, we just have to make a small comment on Bill's hair. So Bill Send It 7 Pearson. All right, that's what he goes by. Check him out on Facebook. He only has like
calling a fire strike on that shit. It's not
he only calls like 25. He only has like 25 followers. So we gotta bump that up just a little bit. Maybe if you put VTT in front of it.
I hear chicks like tall guys.
We're gonna start paying him.
6'13".
We're gonna start paying him, so he might as well do it, and get that on there. But yeah, you can tell that he's been stressed out as a sergeant major, and the hair is just falling out. All right, I don't get
the salt. He's salt and pepper.
Out. It's going great for sure.
Hey, turn to your left a little bit. Just the other. Oh, sorry, it's back with the mirrored screen. See that? There's some gaps in there. But anyways, that's not what people.
That hair is not done. It's well seasoned.
Joe's just happy that I decided to target Bill today because Bill can handle it. Joe would be texting Dave for the next 4 hours after we got off the show, so we are good to go.
This is beautiful Sergeant Major hair, not that high-end type shit.
It's my punishment for talking to you, Dave. I told you it'd happen.
Exactly. So, all right. So let's go to Joe. What say you on this fight?
Oh man, I really like I like how Jourdain looked in his last fight against Andre Ewell. You know, he had one of those like YouTube moments where like third round he landed a really nice 1-2 combination, then did like a push kick, and he sent Ewell across the fucking cage and like screamed at him like like, and this is, you know, with 0 seconds in the third round and they're both bleeding, and I like that. He's a little bit nuts in the good way. Kind of like, what's our boy Strickland?
Yeah.
You know, you hope he reels it. You know, it's kind of like Daniel Tosh said about Joe Jackson. You know, can child abuse turn into being a billionaire? Yeah, you want to discipline your kids to the point where they're, you know, good enough to make the Thriller album, but not bad enough to where they get into Michael Jackson trouble. So it's the Joe Jackson line. You want to toe in between there.
Solid.
I think Jourdain wins a decision here, even though Vanetta's his records. Yeah, he's got a weird record, but I'm gonna tell you this, and Nick knows why, and I think Bill knows why too. I ain't picking anybody that comes out of Jackson anything Academy out there in Albuquerque because they just
suspect.
I ain't buying your brand. Okay,
Yep.
Jackson Wink, you send guys into the ring that look tough, and they seem to be 0-8 in the last 8 times I've bet in a fight, and I've usually bet against them. And you employ phonies, and the phonies that work for you know exactly who I'm talking about. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But I'm taking Charles Jourdain by decision, and I think it's his toughness and his grit and his third round cardio that comes through and pieces Vanetta up. So I got Jourdain by decision.
I like that you touched on that, Joe. And so before we go to the next fight, you see that thing going across the screen. It says VTTGW. All right. So go on shop.VeteranTrashTalk.com or gruntworksclothing.com and use that code. We got a lot of funny stuff. All right. Dave and Bob, the designer, they've been coming up with a lot of really, really good stuff. So go on there, buy those shirts. Remember, have a sense of humor. And the shirts are designed for you to, you know, start conversation. And if you're worried about what we donate the profits to, don't buy the fucking shirt. All right. Send the $32 to the Ukraine. Okay. Don't buy the shirt if you're worried about it. Okay. Just what are we gonna do with $4?
Just Venmo it to Ryan.
Yeah,
he's putting it to good use.
Yeah. And it said Ryan Hendrickson, you know, he's an author, supposedly was in some combat. You know, we have some stories about that. We're not sure. But
you know, these cute little TikTok shorts, he doesn't from the fucking Ukraine.
But speaking of that, he's an actual legit, you know, wounded warrior, and he's doing great stuff in Ukraine. And unlike that, you know, unlike the reason why we call out Jackson Wink is because you can just see how they've fallen off and they go down. That's what happens when you cross that ethical and moral boundary, and you're no longer
is a bitch.
You tie your fortune to the horse that has no moral compass in John Jones and close fist punches a woman every now and then, and you get what you've got coming to you. Okay. So Jackson Wink Academy, you're suspect.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's go to the next fight, which should be the fight of the night.
Giving Joe the easy one.
Yeah, giving Joe the easy one. Now, this is where after all my studying of the fights, this is where I got in trouble because my daughter had a basketball game today. So I walked outside, and we're on the east side of El Paso, and so that's where all the it's not the nicest parts. So
it may not be my niece, but I'm calling her that.
Yeah, and so I found a homeless guy on the side of the street, and I gave him $20 to make the next 5 picks for me. So these picks are from a guy named Mark. Okay, he was a veteran.
Okay,
so yeah, I gave him $20 and he picked for me. So he's gonna go with. We got Romanoff at 15-0 versus Sherman at 15-9. He's gonna go with Romanoff. All right, the homeless guy's going with Romanoff, and I'm gonna go because he was an actual Royal Russian back in the day. You know, he was part of the elite family. he's probably had a lot of good success in training and, drugs. So I'm going to go with the Royal Russian first round knockout. Joe, what say you?
Good theory.
This fight, you're not going to find, you're just not going to find odds on it anywhere that are worth it. Okay. Obviously stay far away from it. Romanov, here's the thing. At best, he chokes like he did against Espino. And Bill can tell you, against Juan Espino, Romanov was getting ready to lose that fight. He got kicked in the nuts, and they went to the cards, and somehow he won a majority decision. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think for 2 seconds that late notice Chase Sherman can give Romanov any problems, but at minus 1,500 and
he's
options,
minus 1,500 in most.
He's minus 800 to win. Yeah, he's minus 800 to go under 2.5. So here's my best piece of advice: stay the fuck away from it. And I'll tell you another thing. This is my expert analysis on this one that might surprise you, because it might be the only thing. This fight will surprise you. Okay, I've seen underachievers before, and I feel like Romanov might be one. Man, that Espino fight has me worried about how big he is, how much he's carrying. Yes, he's a bear, but he fought over there in the Russian circuit. God knows who he fought. I think when he gets up to the big time, to the big dogs, he's going to get worked because he's a fat body. He really is. He's carrying too much weight. So Chase Sherman to come out there and surprise people would not surprise me. I don't think he has any chance of winning. But I think Romanov could phone in a sleeper here and go to a fat body decision. So I'll take Romanov, but I'm not betting him at all.
Hey, Richard Bronco says he's watching from his truck. Richard, tell me you're not driving.
Keep it between 10 and 2, buddy.
Richard, pull over. All right, pull over and then watch it. All right, but anyway, or go to the bar and put it on the bar. Screencast it. You can do that.
Don't do what I'm doing.
Yeah. Don't be drinking and driving, watching Fight Picks. We do not condone that. All right, Bill, what say you?
I mostly agree with Joe. Mostly. Yes, pick Romanov. I will put it in a couple parlays. Do I agree with Joe? Romanov is kind of an underachiever? Yes. I think if he fights anyone in the top 15, he's getting smashed into the ground.
I think they'll stay away from him enough for him to get tired. Espino kind of showed it, right?
Yeah. Is he ever going to be a top 10 guy? No.
He weighs in at 240, maybe.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of Sherman. Sherman is just a joke to me. So I'm picking Romanov. I have him definitely winning. I'm going to put him as one of my locks. Yeah, I see where Joe's coming from with the underachieving. I really do. If he was fighting anybody other than Chase Sherman short notice, I'd be worried. But Chase Sherman is just a dumpster fire. He really is.
Yeah, our kind of guy.
Yeah, I don't know why he's still fighting. I wish he would just stop. So yeah, Romanov to win. Joe's right. He is an underachiever, but he's fighting a bigger underachiever, if you will, which is Chase Sherman, who's also short notice. So I got Romanov TKO on him in under 1.5. Joe's right. He could come in and put on the snooze fest. I don't see it because it's Sherman. So I'm going Romanov TKO.
Very nice. Very nice.
Nick,
all right, hey guys.
Nick, you're a college level athlete in 2 sports, correct? You ever play a cupcake right after
and then one level above that too in one of the sports. But,
yeah, I know.
Don't shortchange me,
right?
Yeah. Don't shortchange me.
Don't cough on me, motherfucker. No, I'm kidding. But you ever play a cupcake after arrival?
Oh yeah.
Marcin Tybura was supposed to be fighting Romanov, and that one would have interested me a little bit because the odds would have been lower. Romanov probably would have been a minus 300 favorite, and it would have been bettable. But Tybura had something go on, and Sherman stepped up last minute. So Romanov's probably thinking like, "What the fuck?"
I might have taken Tybura over Romanov.
Well, that's the thing, right? So Romanov's getting jacked and getting fired up to go against this UFC veteran and make a statement, and he gets Chase fucking Sherman. I say that with the proper cadence that it deserves, kind of like Bobby fucking green. It's just really hard to get fired up. And Romanov's kind of a big dude, man. He's got the fat body. I wouldn't be surprised to see him phone this one in and go to a decision. But he's definitely winning the fight.
Yeah.
And then Zybadullah Nabi says, hi, what's up, Zybadullah Nabi? All right. I'm glad you're watching. Hey, all you watching for the first time, remember, stick around. All right, stick around till the end so that you can get their locks and their DraftKings sleepers and their parlays where you make the big money. All right, let's go to the third fight. We got a woman flyweight fight, and you got Barber at 9-2, and then De La Rosa at 12-6-1. Now, again, remember, I had I'm not even joking about this. I gave a homeless guy $20 to make my picks today. I should have recorded it, but Mark picked Barber in this one. Okay, so the homeless guy took Barber, and I decided to say I bet it's by straight razor submission. I don't know if you've heard of this attempt, but it's crazy. Okay, so it's called a straight razor sub attempt, second round. Bill, do you see the Barber winning with a straight razor sub? Do you get it? Do you get it? Do you get it because it's a Barber?
Yeah,
with a razor and the foam.
Yeah, were you on it? Yeah,
hot towel.
That one.
Yeah. So
funny how
this fight's scary. To be honest with you, I call Macy Barber, for all you boxing fans, I call Macy Barber the James Toney of UFC. She fights to the caliber of the person she's fighting. So you never know which Macy's going to show up into that octagon. I'm leaning towards Macy Barber to win this fight. I think it'll be a decision. I would stay away from it if you're only going to do one parlay, or for all the bettors out there. If you're just doing one parlay or you're just doing maybe two, I would stay away from this one because I can't tell you which Macy is going to show up to this fight. It could ready to take on the world Macy, or it could be the several Macy's we've seen in her last 5 fights where it was.
She ain't getting another Miranda Maverick gift. She ain't getting another one of those because she did not win that fight.
Yeah. Don't get me started on the Macy Barber Miranda Maverick fight. She fucking lost that fight.
82-30 significant strikes. I still remember the same numbers because it cost us a lot of money.
And I was like, how did that lose?
Yes, because we went perfect that night. We went perfect. Sal D'Amato just decided that we didn't.
Tamara knows when I hear Sal D'Amato, I get worried on all of my parlays because he has fucked me out of every parlay.
So didn't even pay you.
Yeah. At the end of the story,
he hangs out with the guy that gave me my Purple Heart in my nightmares.
So at the end of the day, I'm taking Macy by decision. I would leave this one alone for the bettors, unless you're doing a couple of parlays. Only because I don't know which Macy's showing up. So I have more faith in a bad Macy than I do a good De La Rosa, if that makes sense. So I'll go with Macy Barber by decision.
All right, there you have it. And then, oh, by the way, before I go to Joe here, when we got on that nonprofit kick, we're not a nonprofit. So go to use the code VTTGW, all right, and help us build the community that we want to build. That's what we're raising the money for. And we're going to, it's going to be awesome. It will come to fruition.
Yeah, we want to have employees that say working for you was the best thing that happened to me. Yep. We want to have a company.
Yeah, it's going to happen. And if you're a veteran and want a job,
that's just not what we are.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
But anyways, we do have a nonprofit. If you go to our page, Veteran Trash Talk, which you're watching, and then also Gruntworks, if you're watching on Gruntworks, go to Veteran Trash Talk. At the top of the page, you'll see the Ultimate Sacrifice Foundation. They're doing the Warrior Ride. All right. I've asked everybody to just give $1. Give $1 to the Warrior Ride. He is touching the ocean in Boston, and then he's going to ride 3,700 miles, and he's going to touch the Pacific. All right. And he's doing this because he lost some battle buddies in Afghanistan, and he just wants to raise money for Gold Star families, just like Bill's charity does. And he wants to bring awareness to some of the things that happened, and just wants to, make an event to bring these people back to life in his heart again. All right. So he's doing it on a pedal bike. All right. He's pedal biking 3,700 miles. So
Nick, tell them the significance of the terrain he's going to be traveling on this trip. It's not going to be straight A to B, right?
I mean, he technically, depending on the map you're looking at, only has to go about 1.5 feet. But it's actually.
Lloyd, are you sure we didn't run out of gas? According to the map, we've only about 4
inches. So, like, yeah.
Feels like you're running at an incredible rate.
Yeah. So, hey, go give money to that. All right. Don't buy any of our stuff.
Yeah.
Just go give money to that if you're worried about nonprofit versus profit. Okay, Joe, what say you?
Nick, can I caveat first?
Yeah, then it's
Only if you
what you said.
only if you tell everybody to listen.
No, I just
yes.
What you said about, he said, he lost a battle buddy, and he wants to pay it forward, and it's Friday night, and I've had a couple of cocktails, so I'll dig a little deeper because, as Nick says, I'm an emotional bitch. But shit happens.
The smart people would say your emotional intelligence lacks sometimes. But the grunt just calls you a bitch.
They can have that. No, when you lose somebody like that you love, it's touching a nerve, because all three of us have seen it and been through it, and I don't really know Chris's military history, so I'm not gonna say I know or I don't know, but there's you don't mourn, you don't do that process. Really, the night that we went through our mask has all we could think about was getting back to our brothers and getting some, because
back out in the fight.
We couldn't hug his mom and we couldn't see his family, so we just went back to it, and you don't really realize those guys are gone right away, but you figure it out, and it can hit you like a gut punch, or you can prepare for it. Most guys don't. I didn't. I know Nick did, and it's not something that they teach you, like, hey, get ready, because when you come back and they call that first formation, you're gonna notice that it's empty, because the guys that are there are not going to be your brothers. They're going to be in the same uniform, but it's going to be different people. And in that moment, when you first form up, you're going to realize, holy shit, and it's going to start to hit you like a slow wave of depression, and you can pay it forward in any way that you see fit. And our brother has chosen a way to pay it forward in a way that's so fucking cool, man. And it, it's like, they're looking down. They're looking down like, that's my boys. Like this ride is going to be, it's going to be an incredible event. And anybody that can get around when they make a stop, or Golden, Colorado, or wherever they're at, this is this guy's way of paying it forward. And you do your brother's honor by doing the things that we're doing. And it's for maybe even feels for selfish reasons sometimes, but this ride is going to be something seriously special, and Nick's going to push it, but I know that he'll never be able to touch on how close it is to his heart on the air, just because we've known each other for so long. So this is it really is an incredible thing, and we're all rooting for this thing to make millions of dollars. I mean, it's going to be absolutely incredible. So
yeah, the money that's going to is you can't deny it. So you can't, like I said, so go on the page.
This money goes to the right place.
Yeah, check it out. And then Bill's we'll get the bill at the end of the show for his plug. Same thing. The money goes to the right place. And when you think about it, if you're a civilian watching, or you're a veteran that doesn't really understand where the nonprofit should go, you can never go wrong to anything that supports Gold Star families, ever. Okay, that's like, because you can't pay them enough, period. You can't. But all right, Joe, what say you on the Barber De La Rosa fight?
I like Macy in this one by the ever so slightest of margins, just because like what Bill said, it's like watching the Lions when they got 3 Hall of Famers on their offense play against the Browns, and then the next week all of a sudden they take Aaron Rodgers and the Packers all the way to the end of the game, winning, and it's like, hey, hang on a second. How did you guys just lose to the Browns? And then Rodgers throws a 2,000-yard bomb with no time on the clock. And you'd be like, that's how motherfucker.
With the epic face mask.
Detroit Lions. Yeah, unbelievable. But anyways, I'm not going to get into that because I'll get triggered.
You already are.
I think Macy has the right people around her. She trains at Alpha Male. She's got people that have held the strap and people that currently are, top 5 contenders around her, like Song Yudong, TJ Dillashaw.
That's
and I think they all probably are letting her know, like, hey, you lose this fight, this is probably your last main card. You're going to be on the prelims at best for the next fight night. Like they're pushing you. And if you don't win, you're not going to give them anything to sell you on, because you're not sexy as far as, and I'm not talking about eye tests. I'm talking about the way she fights. I mean, look at a guy like Colby Covington. They told him, dude, we're going to cut you. Okay, we don't care that you're undefeated. You're a boring American wrestler, and we've got 1,000 of those. We're going to cut you. So what does he do? He goes into Brazil against Damian Maia, who's a Brazilian god, in Rio de Janeiro, leaves him a bloody stump on the mat, and gets on the mic and says, Brazil, you're a dump. All you filthy animals suck, and goes viral and learns how to market himself. But if Colby Covington never did that and he didn't win that fight, nobody that watches UFC would even know who he was. They would have cut him. So Macy Barber's in danger if she doesn't do something to show them I can take a step up to the next level. If she doesn't, she's going to be like Valentina's sister. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful, but she's going to be on the prelims.
That's a good analogy, man.
Because they wanted to push Valentina's sister.
That's why you said it, though.
Just as hard, just as hard. They wanted her, think about how much money that would be. The Shevchenko sisters, like the Klitschko brothers, like they wanted it, but it just didn't, there comes a time where talent separates at levels. And they're telling her, you want to go to the next level, if you've got the talent, you better fucking show it. So I think Macy wins, and very close wrestling match at 29-28.
All right, there you have it, fight fans. Now let's get to the co-main. You're not excused. All right, 10 push-ups. Go. All right. So, anyways, we got the co-main and the main event coming up. Guida, my man. All right, that's my boy. These guys all know it. All right, he never loses, even if they say he loses. In my heart, he doesn't lose. All right, he's 37-18. Those 18 judges were full of crap. All right, and they're going against. Are the 2 L's in this guy's name Spanish? Is it Pules or is it Puais?
Pules.
Is it because of the E in front of it? Like, because the 2 L's, it makes an I sound.
Pules.
I don't know, man. You're in El Paso. You tell us.
Right. And so, like I said, when you guys say these names, sometimes because I'm fluent in Spanish now, I've been in El Paso for 2 years.
But, hey, Nick, he's got a really cool first name. We can call him Claudio.
Listen, I know I saw that.
Claudio.
Hey. But, I kind of coached my homeless buddy into this because I couldn't let him pick the other guy at 12-2. So he went with Guida. All right, this is the way it is, I got to call the ending, so I'm gonna go by pepperoni slap in the first round. All right, Joe, what say you? Yeah, I'm coming up with these finishes that are just I've seen them before, but like I said, back in the day when there wasn't like TV, so you got the pepperoni slap. You've all slapped a pepperoni before, you just didn't know about it.
That's true. Yeah, I slapped the shit out of pepperoni.
Touche.
So, Joe, what say you to the slapping pepperoni?
Well, would say something about a movie somebody starred in, but anyway.
No,
Guida.
I did it clean, Joe. I did it clean.
Yeah. Get your moral compass right, goddamn.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about pizza because he's Italian.
I'm surprised that Nick's going with the younger fighter here in Bill, because how many of us here are over 40? There we go. Okay. Well, Clay Guida's 40. He's in the 40 club, and he's really looked fun. Bill, I can't stand this guy. He is like my Michael
I went with
Bisping
Guida.
was. I thought you just said please.
No, I said
Pepperoni
I
slap.
had to coach my homeless guy into not picking him so I could take.
Okay. All right. Well, it shows how much I'm listening.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah. Cut up.
Another shrimp on the
Anyways,
barbie.
yeah. Austria, huh? I thought you picked, I swear to God, I thought you picked boys. But God, I'm not picking against Guida. I'm not. I'm saying Guida wins the 29-28 decision. I'm tired of picking against this guy unless it's a devastating striker that no one wants to fight or somebody that I think can knock his head off the center line. Something's freaky about this dude at 40. He's probably juicing. You know, Bilal Muhammad has shown you that juice can get you places because I'm sorry, at 35 years old, you don't just hire a nutritionist and get freaking yoked to veins coming out of your stomach.
It's called for him.
Yeah, there you go. I'm playing for keeps. But
yeah, there's a vein right there.
I'm gonna go ahead.
41 bitches.
I'm gonna go
Pretty veiny.
I'm gonna go ahead and take. Yeah, it's quite vascular.
Yeah,
Big veiny masterpiece.
yeah.
Yeah, this big veiny triumphant bastard.
Slap a pepperoni with that vein.
Yeah, I don't know how we haven't done that yet, but we've already crossed over. Yeah, it's pretty much over. We can't. Our moral compass is fucking
gone.
lost.
Yeah.
It's spinning.
So
the LT's in charge. We're lost.
yeah.
But no, I'm taking Guida by decision. I think he out-wrestles this kid. This kid doesn't have what it takes to finish him. I've seen Clay Guida get hit by the hammer of Thor and just keep swinging. I hate this guy, and he never goes down. He's fucking cost me so much money. I'm betting with him. I'm taking Guida by decision. Bill, validate me.
Bill, what say you?
First of all, I think that's a part of graduating airborne school is your moral compass gets askew a little bit.
I thought you meant slapping pepperoni.
Yeah.
I'm with Joe. I'd say I'm almost exactly with Joe. 29-28 decision Guida. To defeat Guida, it's got to be one of those heavy hitter, just expert strikers, and this guy's more of the ground guy, which just plays into Guida's game plan of just endless cardio. Somehow at 40, Guida still plays the game of I'm just going to come at you nonstop. And I just have a hard time betting against Clay Guida. I mean, he's crafty, he's grimy, he's an older guy, he's been doing this a long time, and he's got the best ground game I've seen in a long time.
Never seen mine.
And he's just that
he somehow managed to get to 40 without having some kind of CTE effects from the amount of times they're punched in the face. It's like it's like a Benjamin Buttons type thing. All of a sudden he's
Clay Guida
26 again.
And to have Clay's type of cardio with that level of toughness and never quit that you just have at an older age that these younger guys just haven't learned yet it plays right into Clay. So I got Clay Guida by decision, 29-28, like Joe said, but I wouldn't be surprised if Clay pulls off a submission late first, early second round. That would not surprise me at all. I wouldn't bet on it.
He gets that neck, and this kid's tapping.
Absolutely. But I think Clay's going to smother this dude for 3 rounds. The first round might go either way because they feel each other out. But 29-28, Clay Guida, I'm pretty confident in betting that one. Clay
Very
Guida
nice.
decision.
Very nice. So let's go to the main event. And you got a women's strawweight fight for the main event. And now this is where I ran into trouble with Mark, my homeless guy that was doing my picks for me. But you got Lemos at 11-1 and Andrade at 22-9. Can you believe this guy asked for more money at this point? Like it was almost like I wasted his time. So that got me to thinking.
I mean, who are you to expect his time to be free?
Well, I paid him already.
What if he charges $20 an hour?
It was way under an hour, right? We were at like 4 minutes, right? Like so.
Was
it's like
it 20? You got to remember, I know you.
Yeah. So like I didn't give him any more money. I got insulted and I got a little bit triggered and I said, hey, I hope the best for you. So I'm going to go on Andrade, and I don't give a shit who wins, like on how it happens. So I'm going to go Andrade. All right. So Joe, what's it? Or is it Bill's turn? I forget. I got drunk.
I think Bill went first.
Yeah, it's Bill's turn. It's Bill's turn.
Okay. So I got Andrade. Listen, Lemos is dangerous though.
Don't tell me to listen. I got headphones on. I got no choice.
Lemos is pretty dangerous. She's got power to end people. I don't think Andrade is that person. Andrade is older. She's a little bit older in the game. She's crafty, and Andrade is tough. And the other thing is Andrade has fought the who's who of women's MMA. She's suffered a few losses, but those losses were to the kings of the mountain too. I mean, a loss to Valentina is not a bad loss. Valentina's buzzsawed through everybody. She smoked Chukagian's ribcage in. Andrade is just tough. I think she's going to win this. I think it's going to be a decision. I think she's going to drag Lemos past that first round. It's going to frustrate Lemos. And even though you look at the height difference, there's only like a 2 or 3 inch reach advantage. So the reach advantage isn't that big. And Andrade is good at breaking through that reach advantage and getting you on your back anyway. Andrade, like I said, is just tough. She left the flyweight division just because, let's face it, a lot of women are, because they don't want to fight Valentina. So she left and went down to strawweight. So she's actually going to be a little stronger at that division too, I think. So I'm going Andrade by decision. Lemos has pretty heavy hands, but I don't think she's used to fighting someone as tough as Andrade is. And Andrade will get her on her back. And I think she's going to keep her there. And again, we've heard me say it a couple of times tonight, Andrade is just that tougher fighter. And I think that's going to get her through this fight. So I got Andrade by decision.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, Joe, what say you on the main event?
You know, I got the privilege to watch like 5 rows deep from cage side Cynthia Calvillo come in as the #1 contender. And when I left MGM in Vegas, I had $100 bet in for Andrade to win by knockout, okay, against the #1 contender. And I watched this in person. Cynthia Calvillo looked like we threw a fucking cat into a pit bull. It did not look like they should have been in the ring together. Jessica Andrade is the Jose Aldo of female MMA. She'll go down as one of the most underrated, greatest UFC female fighters of all time. Keep in mind, did she beat Rose Namajunas with a slam? Yeah, but here's the thing. There was no bullshit, as the WWF would call it, or the WWE, since I'm so old, would call it the schmaz, which was the stuff that happens at the end of a wrestling match where your guy gets DQ'd so they don't give up the belt. There was none of that. Okay, she slammed Rose on her head and knocked her out. Was she losing the fight? Yeah. But this girl went back against Rose and lost by split decision, and absolutely got into a firefight with her. Does not care about the distance, does not care how hard you bang. And Amanda Lemos may have looked really good, but she knocked out Montserrat Conejo Ruiz. Okay, if you're saying who, so is the rest of America. Okay, her competition is not what Andrade has fought. She's fought everybody. She's been there. She's been into those long rounds. And Jessica Andrade is one of my locks. As a matter of fact, I got her on FanDuel to win by knockout in rounds 2, 3, or 4 plus 380, which means so does Nick. But I got Jessica Andrade to win.
It's probably parlayed
to finish in rounds 2, 3, and 4. But I've actually got Jessica Andrade taking the firefight to Lemos. Lemos not wanting any more of it.
Competition.
No, yeah, it's that.
Exactly.
It's parlayed with the Miami Marlins Pittsburgh Pirates game.
It's Japanese Major League Cricket. Okay,
like why the hell? Now I'm watching a Pirates game. Thanks, Joe. Like I'm watching a Pirates game because of you.
But I actually got Andrade making Lemos gun shy in the firefights and actually getting her up against the cage, turning her on her neck. And I got Jessica Andrade actually winning by submission. She's also a BJJ black belt. So I got her winning by submission in the round. So if you get Lemos on the ground, that's where she's out of the water.
And being that Lemos is a striker too, I mean, Andrade is going from fighting Valentina to Lemos. Valentina is the most vicious striker in women's MMA, period. So to go from
Valentina was also on that card that I saw against Lauren Murphy, and Lauren Murphy didn't look like she belonged in the octagon with her.
No. So to go from Valentina to Lemos, I think Andrade is going to be just fine.
All right, perfect. There you have it, fight fans. And now we get to what's important: the parlays, the money, the locks. I know Dan Dexter's paying attention. He made some big money last weekend off you boys. Still waiting for that t-shirt sale or something, Dan, with appreciation to all the money you just
crying
these guys.
Crying out loud, if they weren't interested in screwing Peter Yan out of his life's work, we would have been perfect.
Now to his credit, I was bragging to this guy about you guys for like a long time. He's in Vegas. This is about 6 months ago. This is that time where I think we had like the worst card ever. So like he's in Vegas, he watches our show, loses like 6 fights in a row, and I was like, dude, that never happens. Like it's like he's like, yeah, I'm right, and I'm like, rewatch the shows. So no, it was a good time. But Joe, give us your locks, give us your parlays, and I don't want to hear about Bucknell. Just give me the fight parlay so that I can bet my own.
What about Longwood or South Carolina Upstate?
Something, South Carolina A&M, So anyways, but locks, parlays, DraftKings sleeper, go for it.
Beverly Hills A&M.
Yeah. Betting on what what kind of wine LeBron's drinking. Like what the
touche. It's one of those weird prop bets. You got to go through. You got to go
through
the Cameroon.
Is it a rosé? What's it going
for? Your funds have to go through the Cameroon and some kind of Bitcoin that hasn't been discovered yet. But don't worry, we'll get paid. So I'm going to go ahead and give you my DraftKings sleeper first, because I cannot effing believe these odds on the Jourdain Wright Marc-Andre Barral fight. Marc-Andre Barral got knocked out so bad 2 months ago. There's no way he should still be fighting. And he's somehow a favorite against Jourdain Wright. Okay, I got Jourdain Wright by knockout in the fucking first round.
So
that's it. Plus 165, and I don't have him to get you a few strikes to maybe win a decision. I have him to take Marc-Andre Barral's head off. So there's my DraftKings sleeper. But my locks are going to be obviously Romanov.
A little bit of both.
Jessica Andrade. And that's going to be it for my locks, because of these small time cards. It's really hard to pick a lockout, but I'm going to go parlay with Jourdain Wright, and I'm going to parlay him by KO. That bumps it up to like a plus 380 on some sites. I'm telling you, Marc-Andre Barral is not winning this fight. Okay, so take Jourdain Wright by decision. You're welcome. All right, I got Jourdain Wright. Prochazno in the second to the first fight over Felipe Lens, which is the first point I ever lost to Bill, by the way, was he picked Felipe Lens, and I didn't in a fat body boring
fight. You're not triggered at all. Don't worry about it.
No, he doesn't live in my head rent free. Just leave me alone about it. I don't want to talk about it, okay?
I mean, that was pretty sad. I mean, I'm gonna let that go because Chris is kind of trashing you on a text right now. So like,
how many times are you gonna bring that up?
Leave that alone because you're gonna get even more mad. So it's okay.
All right, so I got I
was being real nice there, Joe.
Yeah, I hear you. I got Prochazno. All right, Jourdain Wright. I'm gonna take Clay Guida, and I'm gonna take Jessica Andrade, and that's the fighter I'm giving you. And nice. And I'm probably gonna switch it up, and I'm probably gonna bet a few different ways. But with these mixed in Saturday night cards, like you never know what's going to happen. So I'll throw in a few different parlays, but that's probably a 4-fighter I'm really comfortable with you taking.
Very nice. Bill. Same.
So first off, DraftKings sleeper, I'm with Joe on this one. Jourdain Wright.
Ring the fucking bell.
Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. Jourdain Wright over Barral. That's my DraftKings sleeper. My locks are the very first fight of the night. It's if you're going to use it, throw it in a heavy, long parlay.
That's another one.
It's a guy named Barry. He's like a minus 1,400 or something stupid. So if you're going to use him, make it a long parlay.
I was in a heavy long parlay once.
There's another one, Pedro versus Villanueva. You can either take Pedro or take the under. I think either way you're safe on that one.
Yeah, the under is minus 650. Someone's getting knocked the fuck
Villanueva
out.
is just another one of those dudes you send in there to get knocked out quick. He fights for
the under is minus 650.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just fights for beer money.
So
Anderson
bet is
Silva's
take the
fights
over.
weren't. Anderson Silva's fights weren't minus 650.
But now I will read you 3 bets I've already placed. A couple short ones, couple long ones. Here you go. Here's what I'm going with. Parlay number 1. It's an 18 parlay if you want to get ballsy. This is my ballsy one I use with my free play. Take Barry.
Something grunts don't have to say.
Take Barry, Pedro, Wright, Romanov, Barber, Guida, Andrade, and Evan Elder. That's your ballsy one. Do you want a little bit safer one? Take Barry, Prachnio, Elder, Oricalang, Pedro, Wright, Romanov, and last one of the night.
So I passed out. What happened?
I'll probably take another one. I'll probably make some more in the morning and post them on Send at 7. But Andrade, Guida, Romanov, Barry, Pedro, and Wright. Obviously, take Wright as your DraftKings sleeper. I'm pretty comfortable going with Andrade and Romanov as my locks.
Very nice. Hey, and oh, by the way, as soon as Bill changes his page's name to VTT, Send at 7. Because he's going to start getting paid by VTT, like we talked about earlier, because we got ourselves a sponsor starting in May. So that's a real big deal. Joe did a lot of work.
Yeah.
We got a buddy, and we'll introduce that sponsor.
League Tech, baby.
Yep. And we're going to get them going, and they need our help as well. They want to hire veterans. So we're going to give him the veterans that he wants to hire. And he's going to give us some money to continue our mission. So that's awesome. But all right, Bill, before I close this out, give us that last word, that plug for what you got going on.
Again, I'm going to give you 2 plugs again. First one, Gold Star Teen Adventures. For all you watching, looking to donate money, go to goldstarteenadventures.org. You've heard me say it a bunch of times, and for all the new viewers, all your money goes towards Gold Star Kids. This organization is founded by an old 3rd group officer who lost his leg and wondered what would happen to his kids if he would have died. So he gathers all these kids up and he follows them he tries to get them around 13, 14, all the way up into college. And they take them on hunting trips, scuba trips, anything you can think of, just to get all the Gold Star kids together, remind everybody they're not forgotten. There's other kids just like them. And they just let them know that they are remembered and they are loved. So please donate your money to Gold Star Teen Adventures. And again, if you go to Green Beret Foundation and donate to Andy's fund, they got hoodies and shirts. Also, money goes towards stopping veteran suicide.
There you go. There you have it for that. And again, we vouch for that as Veteran Trash Talk. We are proud partners with that to just, hey, it's legit. So just do it. But then again, let me get off of my little triggered rant here before I talk about what we got going on tomorrow. Is please stop messaging us on Gruntworks or Veteran Trash Talk about what we do with our money. All right, just stop. All right, we bring nonprofits on the show. We talk about Gold Star Teen Adventures every Saturday, every Friday, right? If you don't have to buy the damn t-shirt. All right, just give the money to them. Right? We want to start a company that builds up an entire huge veteran organization. I know some of you guys, you scream capitalism, but then you kind of hate it when you have to make money. All right. So it's like, we got to make money for that kind of stuff. And we want to build a huge veteran organization. So again, there are lots of nonprofits. Watch all of our shows. They come on the show. They talk about it. You know, you can meet the people who run it. And that way you can, I like that guy or girl, or I don't like that guy or girl. Make your own decision. All right. Donate who you want to donate to, but don't give a shit over a funny Ukraine shirt. Okay. Like
we're a facilitator.
Okay. Yeah. We really don't care. All right. Like it's not our job. Our job is to take care of our American brothers and sisters. And then we do have some British guys and some Australian people that are watching and some German guys. Yeah. We'll help you too. Let us know. We served with you guys. It can happen. Right. It can happen. Yeah, let us know how we can help. All right, but don't just say, "Oh, where's the money going?" Well, mind your own fucking business. Give me
it's lining my pockets. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
My kids ain't
porn
worry about
edition.
shit.
That's where he's going.
It's going to Pornhub. That's where all the money's going.
Yeah.
So
it's going to X Hamster right now.
It pays for my OnlyFans account.
I just upgraded.
Pornhub eventually.
I just upgraded to HD. But anyways, this probably isn't a good time to plug our guests for tomorrow. But anyways, there we go. Tomorrow, the Trash Talk Hour is 1700 Eastern time. And for you civilians and or Air Force people, that's 5 o'clock at night. And the reason I call it the Air Force is because I do have PTSD from being at Eglin Air Force Base, where at 1700 they play the national anthem.
On the beach.
Please.
Every time.
On the beach.
Yeah, but you're on the beach, but you got to stop and salute for 3.5 minutes.
Oh God!
It's like stop the song. Just play retreat. Let's go fishing again. No, but yeah. So that's the first one.
Like, is this what the people in the camps went through?
Yeah, exactly. So did they have to salute for 3.5 minutes?
Jesus
anyway,
Christ.
so
because this is awful.
Yeah. So anyway, again, guys, if you're getting turned off by this, I'm sorry, but that's just our kind of humor. That's what we do. All right. Michael Klemler's coming on, and he started, guess what? A veteran started a coffee company. No shit.
He didn't. No, he didn't.
Yeah. He was like, I'm going to break the mold. I'm going to get after something
Thought
new
about
here.
selling t-shirts, but it just seems so far-fetched.
He's got some swag. But no, anyways, he has actually a really good concept. And it's called aerial resupply because a lot of the stuff that you buy goes to delivering coffee to people that are deployed. So that way, that's why they call it that aerial resupply. They send coffee overseas, and maybe we should see if we could send it to Ranger School. That would have been huge. Anyways, can't wait to talk to Michael tomorrow. And other than that, enjoy your Friday night. Be safe, be smart. Put your bets down. If you don't have money, don't bet. Okay. In fact, don't do anything dumb with your money if you don't have any of it. So
we're not here to get you in trouble with the missus.
Yeah, that's what the rich people would tell you. So anyways, okay, we will see you guys tomorrow at 1700.